Welcome to the Distinguished Alumni Spotlight Series, where we celebrate the accomplishments and insights of our Georgetown graduates who are making a meaningful impact around the world. Today, we are thrilled to be joined by Rubén López Rivas, MBA class of 2012 and current president of the Georgetown Club of Spain. Rubén has had an incredible career spanning international development, consulting, and leadership in multilateral projects. Rubén, thank you so much for joining us.
Big pleasure.
All right. So, Rubén, your career has taken you from systems engineering in Spain to international development at the Inter-American Development Bank, and now you are the head of multilateral business development at Deloitte. Can you share with us what initially inspired your interest in international development and how it has shaped your professional journey?
Okay, this is a very good question. So the reality, I think, when I was at Georgetown, I had the opportunity to understand better the kind of internal values that I have. Also professionally, what I wanted to become. I had the opportunity to deal with different cultures, with students all over the world, with leaders. So I clearly saw at this moment in my life that I had to change a little bit my perspective to try to be more open, because I feel much happier when dealing with international projects and with complex environments with different cultures. So basically, it made me happier. So I decided, just to try to focus on a career based in international development, and I started working at the Inter-American Development Bank. It was the easy path, having been in Georgetown and being the IDB there in Washington, D.C. And then, because of personal reasons, I decided to come back to my country where I had at this moment, it was my girlfriend, now it's my wife. So it took me to my country, and in Spain, I had the opportunity to join Deloitte. And so Deloitte, was a top company, and I had the opportunity to, open, in a way, a business path through multilateral institutions. And then, in these 10 years, we've been doing a lot of projects with different institutions, and I'm happier having done this. I'm still happy, and I want to continue growing my career in this specific activity line.
That's wonderful. So it sounds like you have really made a direct impact around the world for countries that have limited resources, limited capabilities. So what was one of the most rewarding or impactful projects that you've worked on in your career?
I think we have done several projects. So it's difficult to choose or to pick one, but probably if I had to decide, for instance, I'm gonna take one that is the intercity train in Brazil, Campinas, Sao Paulo. It's been a very, very tough project with a lot of complexity from a technical standpoint. But in a big city, as is the case of Sao Paulo, you are changing a little bit the way people circulate using the cars, and polluting more the atmosphere, and changing this way of moving, or using the cars, just to try to move and to use the train in a more stable way. This is something that, from my point of view, is interesting, because you have sometimes poor people that maybe were using the cars and took a long time just to arrive to the center of the city, to work every single day. And then now with the change, people can use the train, and it saves also in terms of pollution. Is a much more better solution. So, and it was a very, very complex project. So it's just one example of the infrastructure projects we do. But basically, in this world, when you work with international development banks, the reality is that you make an impact. Basically, with this tool, we allow isolated people just to provide connectivity solutions for them, maximizing impact and maximizing costs, I would say. And it's been a wonderful solution because thanks to this, some multilateral institutions have provided some loans to the countries just to provide connectivity to reach these isolated areas. And it's also a nice solution because otherwise these people that are very far away wouldn't have the possibility to have connectivity because the private world, I mean, is not economically feasible. So if you don't have institutions supporting this, it won't happen.
That's incredible. So you are working on these major projects with major implications for many, many people. These days, it seems like the world is spinning faster and we are more interconnected than ever. So when we think about what a single day in your job looks like when you are making progress on these projects, what does a regular day look like for you?
I think in at least in my job, I don't have the possibility to to get bored. So I have too many things sometimes to do. So basically, time goes very fast. So I get up early, probably in the early morning. I can read the newspapers digitally, and then through the day, I start reading the emails, and basically in the when I reach the evening, since I work a lot with Latin America and the Caribbean, and there is morning time. Here is already the evening, so normally I have calls. I have different calls, so I have to do my best to make to have the balance, no? Because at a personal level, I arrive home. Normally, I like staying with my kids a little bit. Then I can have dinner, and then when they go to bed, I continue, working a little bit or having some calls. So it's interesting because you have to combine sometimes, and you have to be flexible. So this is life, and probably in the weekend is where I have to try to benefit from some personal time because also I travel a lot. So when I travel normally and I stay for 2 weeks, I work also during the weekends. So it's a question of finding the balance and doing a lot of things, but you have to be efficient because otherwise you don't get to everything.
That's right. It seems like you just have a very rich and storied life, but that must be built on a very strong foundation. So let's talk a little bit about your time at Georgetown. You
Mhm.
pursued the MBA at the McDonough School of Business while also completing the honors program and the International Business Diplomacy program. So what drew you to these programs and how did they complement each other in preparing you not only for this career of yours, but also a very storied life?
I really think that these two programs are very strong together, and you combine, two magnificent schools at Georgetown. The business program, at McDonough is very rich, and you get the tools you require to make progress at the business level, at the firm, at the private firm, and even you develop some soft skills and you get some, I would say, self-trust, or you can trust yourself in a better way when you discuss with leaders all over the world. Sometimes, if you don't do it, you could feel a little shy, or you could have some respect, and I think you just have to lose it, no? And when you are at McDonough, you lose this fear, and you are ready to do this. In my case, the reason why I took the combined program is because before going to Washington D.C., I have been in a state-owned company here in my country, and I detected a lot of issues, a lot of problems when dealing with the private sector. Sometimes, governments, uh, look at the private sector as if, firms were at a different level, they don't want, they don't want to discuss very openly. It's like if, I don't know if it's, sometimes it's like if corruption or, because if I talk with somebody from the private firm, looks like, something quite interesting because it's not the reality. It's a question of values, and you have to know what you have to do, but you need to work together. So really, I decided to take this program, and I took a look on different ones. I took a look on one in Harvard, Wharton, but Harvard, it took 3 years, and I really didn't see this program better than the one that you could obtain at Georgetown. Georgetown is in the middle, in the heart of the US, with all these big institutions, the multilaterals and even USAID or other similar institutions internationally. So I said, it's very clear for me. Besides the king of Spain, also, he's a reputed guy. I knew him with the values. I said, I have to be there, no? And after I had the opportunity to do this, I live it. So, and it's true, and combining the two worlds gave me the opportunity to be working first at Inter-American Development Bank and then afterwards work at Deloitte. And now, I work, from the private sector, but dealing with the public sector in countries and with multilaterals. And it's a very nice job to have. And if you enjoy what you are doing, you can do it better.
I love that. That's such a good piece of advice to leave our listeners with. So, while you were at your MBA, you were very busy. You were the vice president of the European Club, and you were also a research assistant at the Center for Business and Public Policy, one of our very first. So, is there a particular skill or lesson from your time with the CBPP that has stuck with you?
I think what I remember, specifically that is quite interesting, is you are with very good people, with top people, professionally speaking and, doing research at the very top level. But at the same time, uh, they know how to do it in a relaxed way, in a with the mood that you really require to make progress. And this is something important because, you could be with a lot of pressure, and you could be feeling, a mood where you don't feel confident, or, and working with the top people. But if you are working with the best, but you have this mood and you can feel how people get along in this, you develop more. And this is something I saw there, even being with very top people, research, technically speaking. I remember all the events organized, in different top venues, in the Capitol, at Georgetown, even organizing international events or receiving people coming from other countries. I remember one specific activity with Switzerland students coming to Georgetown. And the reality is that even if people, sometimes you can't think of it as it is, but with this mood, you are better. So, in the same conditions, if you have this mood, you really can work much better. You enjoy much more what you are doing. And this is a feeling I still have by being at the CBPP.
Oh, that's wonderful. That just really encapsulates the cura personalis pillar of Georgetown. So that is really great to hear that that has stuck with you. So since graduation and since your time with the CBPP, you have been very actively involved with the Georgetown Club of Spain, and you are even its president since 2022. Under your leadership, the club saw a 33% membership growth and won the International Club of the Year award twice. How did you do it?
I suppose you just work and try to set up the highest possible goals. Sometimes you think that they are too high, but the question is that if you don't do this, if your goals are gonna be at a low level, then you are not gonna reach. I mean, if you set up the goals very very high, you will get something interesting. So in this case, it was just a case of enjoying, also trying to give example, because here really what I didn't do really anything by myself. Here it was a question of creating an executive committee where you have people with you. You need to be very close with them. You need to have this mood that I found in the CBPP with them. You need to be, almost, colleagues, almost friends, and you do it because you like it. And when you are with more people like this, they help, they create, they innovate. They have the feeling that is something, that is from, also the property of them, and you create this, no? So with this you add, no? So from an executive committee we were 4 people, now we are almost 12 people from different cultures, and now it's just a question of being involved and counting on them. Now next week, for instance, we have the dinner, no, the executive committee dinner, and this is something that we do because we want. All of us have a lot of issues, personal thing, we travel, we job busy, but we enjoy. We want to do this, and I'm sure we will go back home very late after having something, some funny or whatever, no? But this thing, having this group, then we decided just to work, just to try to with these goals, and in Spain we have a good network, a strong network. Then we started by the beginning, so we started by top people, but top people that we already knew. Once you have one or two that you already know and are very top, then it's a good example for the rest. So then you go to a third one, and the third one sees that you got 2 very, very relevant people, and then the third one says, okay, I'm going. Then you have 3, and then you do the same with the fourth. You have 4, and then you continue, and then you have the king. And then it's like, oh my God, what's going on here? And then, you sum, you add, and then the club starts growing, 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 growing. And now everyone want to come to the club. And it's like, okay, we have a incredible, but it happened, quite like very quick. And now we are in this momentum, and the responsibility now is, okay, what do we do to keep this the same it was last year? So it's a nice challenge to have. I prefer the club now than the club maybe a couple of years ago. It was a different situation, but it's so simple.
It really is a testament to the power of intentionality in building this community. So how has your involvement with the Georgetown alumni community enriched both your personal and professional life? It sounds like you've got a really great group of people over there.
Yes, for me, it's connected completely, because I don't think professionally you can be a top executive or a top leader without these values. Probably now the world is changing a little bit. Maybe because of a lot of reasons. Maybe we have everything now, and new generations, they have everything, and it's more difficult to to think of the efforts to fulfill goals, or because when you have everything, you have everything, you live better. But I still think that we need to enhance the real values of people, the core values. I think Georgetown is a university with these Jesuit values, and you have to go using this in your personal life, in your professional life. You don't lie. Simply, you don't lie, you tell the truth. You have this compromise. If you say something, you do it. If you write something, or if you say, you do it. You don't do bad things. You try to donate if you can. You try to support people. You try to be, and you are gonna be happy. You will be happy. When you go to sleep, you can sleep well. You are not gonna be suffering or hiding, and you do it every day, every single day during the years. And if you do this, people know you. People will know you. So people would expect what's going to happen, because they know what you are going to do, because you are going to do the correct thing. And this is very, very important, because if you want to close a business with a relevant business, when you have to assume risks, with whom are you going to do this? You are going to do this with somebody you trust. And if you want to trust somebody, you need to experience all these values over the years. So, in my case, I do not understand life without these very strong values that are not, that has to be with you the whole life.
That's incredible. So you are really building a legacy on these foundational principles that you use to follow your own life. So what goals or aspirations do you have for your career in the future, or for your work with the Georgetown alumni community in the coming years, building on these foundational values?
Now, I think we did a good job with the club here in Spain. But now I would like to also play a role in Europe, at least, at least starting by Europe. I think the Alumni Association of the European clubs, we have a lot of clubs, relevant clubs, but I feel that not all of them are doing a lot of activities, and I feel that we can connect to each other, all of us. We have a magnificent opportunity. I think Georgetown, the brand of the university, the values we have is extraordinary. In every country, you are going to find magnificent people. And I think it's something we can do. The momentum we have right now is to, get a UK club, get the German club, get the French club, get the Greece club, the Swiss club, and try to build something together. Because if we strengthen our network, we would be talking about something much more relevant. I'm sure it would help university also to get even more students for the future, even more people that can support the university to make the university grow. So I think this is something we have the momentum now, and I would like to try to contribute to make this happen. Professionally speaking, I mean, yes, answering the first part of the question. Professionally speaking, I would like to continue the job I'm doing, but probably going to other regions in the world. But I like what I do. This job is crazy. I mean, it's amazing because every single day I enjoy. It's I have a lot of different topics, a lot of different people you meet, you learn every single day. It's impossible to get bored, and for me it's an issue, because if I were probably doing the same kind of job every day, I don't know.
Well, Ruben, I see the vision for both the Club of Spain and also for your career. And honestly, I am fired up for you. So, as we wrap up, what does being a Hoya mean to you, and how has Georgetown shaped the way that you view the world?
Being a Hoya is something very difficult to explain. You have it internally. You act in a way that is incredible. It's true, no? Because why I'm doing this for now at the Georgetown Club of Spain? Nobody's paying me, So I think uh, it's a feeling that you have. It's also, some power to know that there are other people that behave in the same way. So it's not that you are alone in the world against difficulties, because life is difficult. I mean, you can think that it's perfect, but you face challenges every single day. However, the question is that it's not only you. I mean, it's your community. It's what you have. So if you do well, other people that are doing this, and that you feel a little better. And I want to think that if we continue this way over the years, you know, I think we will be much better. I am Christian, so I think that the sky is right there after this life. So I can't see the life in a different way, but why I have these values, why I think. I don't know, it's an spirit you have internally. You have to do things well, and if you don't do it, you feel very badly. So mm, difficult question, difficult, but it's true.
And inspirational. Rubén, thank you so much for sharing your journey, for sharing your insights and your passion for making a difference, both at Georgetown and in the world. It has really been inspiring to hear about your incredible work, your dedication to the Georgetown community. We're proud to call you a Hoya. We're proud to call you an alum of the CBPP, and we really look forward to seeing all of the great things you continue to accomplish.
Thank you very much, and a big pleasure.